Are all bacteria harmful? Find out more.
Plus, how healthy are your eating habits? Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for February 25th, 2013. I'm Amanda Ford.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. This week is National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and Troy University's SAVE project is hoping to get Troy students thinking about their eating habits. All this week, the SAVE project is offering a free confidential online eating disorder screening for students to take to determine whether or not they have healthy eating habits. Peer educator Kimberly McCain says she hopes students will utilize the anonymous screening.
You can basically just take a self-assessment to see if maybe you have some symptoms of an eating disorder. And we're really trying to promote that, and we're doing it in sort of an impersonal way because eating disorders are a really private matter. A lot of people don't like to talk about them or maybe think that they don't have a problem with an eating disorder, but this will just give them a way to go online, take the screening, and really, just get kind of a self-evaluation.
To take the eating disorder screening test, you can visit the SAVE project website at troy.troy.edu/save.
And the crew here at Trojan Vision has some celebrating to do after an award-winning weekend at the Southeastern Journalism Conference. Trojan Vision won first place for Best College Television Station. This was the 11th first place finish in the last 12 years for Trojan Vision. In individual competitions, my co-anchor Bailey Majors won first place for Best Feature News Reporter. Former Trojan Vision student news director Courtney Steele won third place for Breaking News Reporting. And in the on-site competition, Danielle Percival won second place for TV news reporting. Congratulations to all of the crew here at Trojan Vision for their hard work. Well, Bailey, most people think of bacteria as causing people to become sick.
That's right, Amanda, but as Rachel Scarborough learns, not all bacteria is bad.
Bacteria grows everywhere, and some of it is essential to our health. One biology class at Troy University takes a look at different kinds of bacteria.
It covers bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, lots of the organisms that we don't see with the naked eye. So we really go over their metabolism, their genetics.
Garcia hopes that her students and other students around campus learn how much we depend on bacteria and also how to maintain your own public health.
Microbes are everywhere. We depend on microbes actually to survive. Most of the microbes we hear about in the media are the pathogenic strains or the ones that are very dangerous, to our health. But microbes are everywhere. They're in our bodies, on our bodies. They help our planet and our environment. And so hopefully they will just be more aware of how much we depend on them. And then also are aware of, how to control their own public health and how to limit infections.
I swapped some things inside Wallace Hall to see what we could not see with the naked eye, and the results surprised some people.
Well, first off, I'm kind of surprised that I thought some of them were going to be a lot dirtier than they are. I know that it's not a clean world, and I know that, there's a lot of people that are, talk about not touching door handles and things like that, but it's actually seeing some of the things that are growing makes me change my mind a little about what's going on around here. But then I'm more surprised by the fact that probably of all of these, the dirtiest is our camera right here. That's pretty gross. I don't know what it is that's growing on it, but I think we're going to have to clean our cameras a little bit better. But I do feel good that this one over here is my phone, and my phone doesn't have anything. There may be a little speck right there, but I think I like the fact that my phone is pretty clean since I put that against my face all the time.
Rachel Scarborough, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
If you would like more information about the microbiology class or other classes in the biology department, you can go to the Department of Biological and Environmental Sciences pages on troy.troy.edu.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Valley Grande, authorities say 4 children suffered minor injuries when a school bus and a truck collided in Dallas County. The accident happened this morning about 6:25 a.m. on Dallas County 44 at US 80. 4 students and the bus driver were taken to Vaughn Regional Medical Center in Selma. Assistant Superintendent Donald Willingham says the injuries appeared to be minor and all are expected to be released.
And in Jacksonville, employees of a Little Caesars restaurant are cleaning up after a car crashed through a window, injuring one of their employees. Officials did not know immediately the cause of the crash or the extent of the employee's injuries.
And in Montgomery, more diversity could be coming to a commission that's rewriting parts of Alabama's 112-year-old Constitution. The Constitutional Revision Commission has only 1 African-American member. The state Senate has passed a resolution that would add 2 members to the commission to increase the diversity. It now goes to the House.
And still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, the men's basketball team had the chance to win number 500 for Coach Maestri on the road Saturday night. Daniel Percival will be in to let you know all the details of that game and more ahead in sports.
But first, the $85 billion in tax cuts is scheduled to kick in on Friday. We'll have the details on that story and more after the break.
The president asked governors to pressure Congress to stop automatic spending cuts. I'm Danielle Nottingham in Washington. I'll have the story coming up.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. Put your carton in the bin with your other recyclables and let them start a new life. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
In an instant, everything we know can be taken away. I'm John LaRoquette, and as an actor, I've made a career on TV and performing on the Broadway stage. But is that what matters most? If I was suddenly disabled and couldn't take steps, couldn't I still act? Only abilities matter. Visit Kessler Foundation on Facebook and tell us your abilities. And go to KesslerFoundation.org, where only abilities matter.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Amanda Ford at the Global News Desk. Amanda.
Thanks, Bailey. The deadline to stop massive automatic budget cuts is getting closer. The president continues to send warnings about the consequences, while Republicans say he's making the cuts sound scarier than they are. As Danielle Nottingham reports, the two sides don't sound anywhere close to a budget deal.
President Obama sounded the alarm to governors gathered at the White House about the automatic budget cuts set to kick in March 1st.
Companies are preparing layoff notices. Families are preparing to cut back on expenses. And the longer these cuts are in place, the bigger the impact will become.
The White House laid out how the cuts will impact each state. In New York, 12,000 defense jobs cut. In Missouri, 1,200 students taken out of Head Start. And in California, 15,000 children won't get vaccines. President Obama is putting the blame on Congress.
These cuts do not have to happen. Congress can turn them off any time with just a little bit of compromise.
The president urged the governors to take a trip up Pennsylvania Avenue and talk to the lawmakers from their state about coming together to stop the cuts. So far, there are no signs a deal will get done before the Friday deadline.
Really what we're saying is let's just get the job done. That's what we're paying you for. That's what you're here for. Work with the president, find a way to get it done. Or, if you want, just turn it over to us governors and we'll negotiate it.
The sticking point is once again taxes. Republicans say raising them is off the table.
It would be an absolute mistake to raise taxes, to put more money into the government economy and take them out of the American economy.
President Obama will continue to rally public support for his position with a road trip to a Virginia shipyard Tuesday. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
Furniture giant IKEA has withdrawn a batch of its traditional meatballs from sale in 13 European countries as the horse meat controversy spreads across Europe. Kitty Logan has the latest from London.
IKEA is the latest big-name brand involved in the European horse meat scandal. Inspectors from the Czech Republic found horse meat in over 1,600 pounds of meatballs headed to the furniture store's restaurants. Authorities say the packs of frozen meat were falsely labelled as beef and pork. European Union ministers met in Brussels Monday to discuss the widening crisis. Horse meat has now been found in a number of products across Europe in at least a dozen countries.
We need to collectively deal with the threat of fraudulent labelling, which is what this is, selling horse meat as beef and making a profit on that.
All over Europe, inspectors are carrying out DNA tests on suspect products to try to determine exactly how widespread the problem is. It was in Ireland and here in Britain that horse meat was first discovered in frozen meat products. But the source was later traced to a complex chain of suppliers right across Europe. Nestle, a global food-producing giant, had to pull its beef pasta meals off shelves in Italy and Spain after finding traces of horse DNA in them. In Britain, one grocery store was found to be selling burgers with as much as 25% horse meat. No one knows exactly when horse meat came into the European food chain and how much more of it is yet to be found. The European Union is under pressure to find a fast solution as the scandal continues to grow. Kitty Logan for CBS News, London.
Millions of children to the doctor's office, but getting the right diagnosis and treatment can be difficult. That's why the American Academy of Pediatrics is revising its guidelines. Randall Pinkston reports.
Hello, Miss Jordan.
13-month-old Jordan Reed has been suffering with chronic ear infections.
Tugging out her ear and hand in her mouth.
Her big sister, 2.5-year-old Julia, used to get them too.
She would spike really high fevers, she wouldn't eat, she wouldn't sleep. It was very uncomfortable for her.
Diagnosing and treating ear infections isn't always easy for doctors. Now, the American Academy of Pediatrics is updating its guidelines for children ages 6 months to 12 years so doctors can make a more accurate diagnosis and decide the best treatment.
The children who benefit most from starting antibiotics are those who have severe ear infections, meaning they have a high fever, more than 102.2, or they have discharge or a ruptured eardrum.
Ear infections are the most common reason doctors prescribe antibiotics in children. The new guidelines are intended to help physicians make better decisions about exactly who needs antibiotics. Doctors are advised to examine the eardrum. If it's not bulging, children should not get antibiotics.
About 2/3 of kids get better without needing the antibiotic.
The recommendation for most children is to wait and watch and treat with painkillers. Antibiotics may be needed if the symptoms don't improve after 3 days. And in severe cases, like the Reed sisters, ear tube surgery is necessary to get the problem under control. Julia is doing better since her surgery a year ago, and Jordan hasn't had any issues since she got her tubes earlier this month. In Brooklyn, New York, Randall Pinkston, CBS News.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, such as a review of last night's Oscars, you can tune in to TrojanVision Global News right after the nightly news. Back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Amanda. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So, Danielle, another action-packed weekend for Trojan Athletics, and we have some good news and we have some bad news.
Well, that's right, Bailey. Most of the teams that were in action were actually on the road, so good to be able to bring home some wins. We're actually going to get into one of the most successful teams right now.
All right, sounds good.
After defeating Akron in the early game, the Trojans softball team made it a sweep in the final day of the Phyllis Rafter Memorial. The Trojans rallied from a 2-run deficit to knock off Georgia State 8-7 in 8 innings. Troy scattered 9 hits, including 2 home runs in the comeback victory. Chandler Griffin led the way by picking up a career-high 3 hits and belting her first career home run against the Panthers. Hannah Wren had 2 hits, including a home run. Amanda Winters drove in 2 with a double, while Jacia Felt earned the win in relief of Rachel Rigney. The sophomore picked up her second win of the day by tossing 2 innings and giving up only 1 hit. Troy will hit the road on Thursday when they travel to Tallahassee to face the 23rd ranked team in the country, Florida State. First pitch is set for 5 p.m. And the Troy baseball team was only able to play 2 games at the Wawa Classic this weekend in Orlando, with the Sunday game being canceled due to a travel curfew. So the Trojans finished the tournament with 1 win and 1 loss. The Trojans defeated previously unbeaten Texas Tech Friday by a score of 10-3. The Sun Belt Conference preseason player of the year, Logan Pierce, had a career-high 4 hits while driving in 2 runs. And Garrett Pitts hit his first career home run. Will Starling got the win for the Trojans, his 2nd of the year, as he pitched 5 innings and struck out 4. But on Saturday, the Trojans suffered their first loss of the year as they fell to the University of Connecticut 13-8. The Huskies were the beneficiaries of 5 unearned runs and 11 free base runners as the Trojans committed a pair of errors. Despite the mistakes, the Trojans tried to mount a comeback, scoring 6 runs in the final 2 innings. Logan Pierce finished the game 3 for 5 with a pair of RBI and 2 runs scored. Shane McCain was charged with the loss for the Trojans after he allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in 2 innings. The Trojans will be back in action Tuesday night when they travel to Montgomery to take on Alabama State. First pitch is scheduled for 6 p.m. at the Wheeler-Watkins Complex. Jonesboro, Arkansas was the site of a large portion of Trojan athletics over the weekend with 3 teams in town. However, the Trojans didn't have much success in Arkansas. The men's basketball team fell to Arkansas State 58-50 despite a career night from Antoine Myers. Myers led the way for Troy with a career-high 21 points. The Trojans trailed big for the majority of the game, but cut that lead to 7 with under 2 minutes to play. But Troy wouldn't get any closer as the Red Wolves hit their free throws to put it away. Myers shot 6 of 13 and was 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Hunter Williams was the only other Trojan in double figures with 10 points.
It was a very difficult loss. We shot poorly, but we really played excellent defense and hung in the whole time, cut it to 6 with 2 minutes left, had a chance to even cut it to 4, missed a wide open shot.
The Trojans wrap up the regular season with a pair of home contests this weekend with Middle Tennessee on Thursday and South Alabama on Saturday. Both games will start at 7:30 p.m. in Trojan Arena. And for the women, they were unable to have any success in Jonesboro either, falling to the Red Wolves 71-49. Troy was led by Joanna Harden, who scored 20 points, marking her 13th straight game in double figures. Harden was the only Trojan in double figures as Jasmine Pitts scored 8. With the win, Arkansas State remains tied for first in the Sun Belt West Division. The Trojans were down 13-0 before they made their first field goal, a Jasmine Pitts three-pointer 5 minutes into the game. Troy cut the lead to 12 early in the second half, but that was as close as the Trojans would get. Troy finished the game shooting just 28%. The Trojans will return to the court Thursday as they play host to Sun Belt leader Middle Tennessee. The Trojans will be looking for a season sweep of the Blue Raiders after defeating them just 2 weeks ago. Tip-off is set for 5:15. And the other team in action in Jonesboro was the women's indoor track and field team, which has been in action the past 2 days at the Sun Belt Conference Indoor Championships. Christina Barrett put the Trojans on the board first with a point in the high jump. Bryn Forsyth followed that up, finishing 7th in the weight throw with a season best and added 2 more points for the Trojans. Then JaCourtney Alexander ran a 57-51 and finished 6th in the 400-meter dash, good for 3 more points. Competition is wrapping up this afternoon. And on campus, the women's tennis team played host to Georgia Southern Sunday and won 6-1. Troy dominated the doubles point, sweeping all 3 matches, with the closest being 8-4. Caroline Grimmel won 6-1, 6-1 for the Trojans' first singles victory, and Olivia Brooke Durden clinched the match for Troy in her second dual singles match of the season. Troy pushed its record above 500 and is now 2-0 at home this season. And the Trojans will be back on the court Saturday when they travel to Kennesaw State. So Amanda Bailey, lots of sports action. There's always a lot going on over the weekends, but great to see that the softball team was able to have a couple comeback victories, and good news out of the baseball team as well. Even though they picked up their first loss of the year, still a pretty successful weekend overall for them.
Absolutely, congratulations, and always a good weekend for Trojan Athletics.
That's right, and hopefully this weekend maybe the basketball team can rebound, pick up a couple wins.
Absolutely, best of luck to them.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Danielle. Still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll learn about this year's Higher Education Day rally in Montgomery.
But first, we've seen cool temperatures and scattered showers throughout the day. Will these cooler temperatures stick around? Jamarlo?
Well, Bailey, we should be expecting sunny skies throughout the rest of the week, but we may want to keep a light jacket nearby. But I have more coming up next in weather.
Want to save money on gas and help the environment? The EPA's smart driving tips could give you more miles per gallon and reduce air pollution. Make sure your tires are properly inflated. Accelerate and brake slowly. Be aware of your speed. And when buying a new car, look for the SmartWay certification mark to help you choose the most efficient vehicle that meets your needs. If we each adopt just one of these tips, we'd get more miles for our money, and it would be a little easier to smell the flowers. For more info, visit epa.gov/smartway.
I decided I wanted to go back to graduate school, and I was looking for a college that would be able to accommodate shift work and family life, and the Troy schedule fit in very well with my lifestyle.
On campus or online, Troy offers you in-demand degrees sought after by the law enforcement community. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
My name is Stephanie Birch. I'm a Deputy Chief of Police, and having that degree from Troy is what allowed me to be who I am today.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Jamarla Phillips joins us for a look at weather.
So, Jamarla, we saw some rain last night and early this morning. What can we really expect for the rest of the week?
Well, Amanda, for the rest of the week, we should be expecting sunny skies due to the rain we saw last night and earlier this afternoon, but I'll get into more of that right now. But first, let's take a look at our current conditions. Looking at our skies right now, our skies are cloudy. Temperature coming in at 61 degrees. Dew point at 54. Humidity at 80%. Barometer reading 29.78 inches and falling, with our winds coming from the east at about 11 miles per hour. Taking a look at today's stats. Today, we were able to see a high of 62 degrees, a low of 52. There's no rain in our area for today. Sun rose this morning at 6:17 a.m. and will set at 5:36 p.m. Taking a look at our temperatures from around the state, we can see that we're experiencing very cool temperatures right now. Mobile sitting at 63 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, but as we move northward into the Huntsville area, Huntsville at 61 with partly cloudy skies, Birmingham 58. Cloudy skies as well. Montgomery 55, Troy 61, Phoenix City 51, and Dothan sitting at 59 degrees. Taking a look at our current temperatures across the southeast right now, we can see in our area and as well as in Louisiana, we're experiencing those mid 60 degree temperatures. But as we move southward down into the Florida area, they're experiencing very warm temperatures down in the Miami area, sitting at 83 degrees, Tampa 79, and Orlando at 85 degrees. Taking a look at our current temperatures across the United States, we see that towards the north, towards the Minnesota area, they're experiencing some very cool temperatures. 27 near the Dakota and Minnesota areas right there. Taking a look at our current surface map, we can see that we have a lot going on across the United States right now. A few high pressure systems, but taking a closer look into our area right here, we can see that we have this rain that's coming from the west right here, that's moving to the Louisiana area and will be coming into our area possibly the next 48 hours or maybe even the next 24 hours. So we definitely may need to be on the lookout for that. Taking a look at our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we can see that we will be seeing up to about a half an inch of rain. So definitely make sure that you have an umbrella on hand. Going into tomorrow's forecast, tomorrow on Tuesday, that rain will push out of our area. So hopefully by tomorrow we'll be experiencing some clear weather for tomorrow, but we may need to be on the lookout for those windy conditions, as you can see right here. Going into Wednesday's forecast, that those winds and rain will push out of our area. We can see that we have a little speck of windy conditions up here in the north portion of Alabama and North Alabama. Taking a look at Thursday's forecast, seems as if the whole southeast will be clear of rain, wind, and showers. Taking a look at Friday's forecast, again, another clear day. Taking a look at tonight's forecast, tonight we'll be seeing thunderstorms and we'll definitely be seeing some rain for tonight. So definitely, like I said before, if you are planning on getting out tonight, make sure that you grab a light jacket and make sure that you grab an umbrella as well to keep from getting wet. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast. Tomorrow we'll be seeing mostly sunny skies. It's going to be very breezy tomorrow, so keep a light jacket on hand. Like I said before, winds coming from the southwest at about 20 to 30 miles per hour with a high of 67 degrees. Taking a look at our 4-day forecast. Taking a look at Tuesday. Tuesday, sunny skies, 67 degrees and low of 40 degrees. Taking a look at Wednesday and Thursday. Sunny skies again, 66 on Wednesday, 59 on Thursday, and on Friday, Bailey, Amanda, we'll be seeing partly cloudy skies and a high of 56 degrees. So for the rest of the week, we should be experiencing some clear and sunny skies.
All right. Thank you, Jamarla.
All right. Thank you.
Very much.